Gotta get myself.
And hello.
Hey.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Size Up. I got the crew with me here today, Heather and
Yeah.
Wendy. We back for
Hi, you
another week
guys.
in this thing. Yes. We are. I want to first. I don't even know if this is a slide. Because this just happened last night, after I got through my part.
You know what? We did not add a slide, but I think it's important to discuss it. So let me see while you're talking about it, if I can at least bring up the Instagram page.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is, first of all, how's everybody's weekend been? It's too short. We hate daylight savings time. I know I do. I'm sick of
Too
it.
short.
Hashtag.
I think daylight savings time made it shorter.
Well,
That's what I believe.
what I did was I had a night in a hotel room. I said I needed some quiet. I need to be by myself. No kids, no mama, nothing. And girl, when I tell you I woke up and it was like 10 something, I'm like, huh? I don't ever wake up that late. 10 o'clock is late to me because my body normally gets up around 5, between 5 and 7,
Yeah.
7 at the latest. I got up and I'm thinking it's still like 6, 7 o'clock. I checked it said 10 o'clock. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no. See, I I had to go to the nail shop, so of course my phone automatically does this thing. But I had to go to the nail shop, and I felt like I hadn't slept all night, and I actually did because I fell asleep watching something on Netflix last night. So yeah, I think we should get rid of daylight savings time. I really feel that way. It's pointless to me. But that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. Um, it was a weekend of beauty for me,
I
as
thought
y'all.
our former, uh, you look beautiful.
Right, I got my little hair done. This is a sew-in, so y'all won't see too many change ups, at least here in the next month, cause this is sewn in. Uh, and then I got my nails done as well. Thank you, Charmaine. I got my nails done as well, so I feel refreshed now. I didn't get my eyebrows done, so I got to go see my brow lady this week. I was planning.
Yeah, I need to get my brows done too.
Yeah, yep, really, really cool.
All you
I
need is
love it. Like,
Savage Fenty, girl. You good.
that's where I'm going. So that's my next stop. I got to find out where they sell it. I know Sephora. Do they sell it at Ulta? Because Ulta is not that far from me. Not as far as Sephora is. Do
Oh,
y'all
I'm
know?
not talking about Fenty Beauty. I'm not talking
Oh,
about Fenty Beauty.
you talking about
I said
the lingerie, the lingerie. Yes.
the
Yes.
lingerie.
I plan on getting me, some new things. I have nobody to model them for but myself, but I'm okay with that. So yeah. And you know what? I probably need to get a hotel room one day. I think that would be very relaxing. Extremely relaxing.
Oh, I
Nobody calling my
recommend
what you
once a
say?
quarter. I say I recommend at least once a quarter um, that you do that because I think it's very important to just have that time to yourself. But
Yeah.
also, you need to reconnect, you need to recalibrate. And a lot of people think you get a hotel room so you can do nasty stuff. Now, sometimes you just need to
No.
do stuff.
Sometimes I just need to
That's
sleep.
yeah.
or, or just relax.
And,
I'm thinking about doing that. I think
and
I might
enjoy
do
the
that.
peace and quiet. Enjoy the peace and
Yes.
quiet.
Because it's a lot going on. Bombs over Baghdad is going on in my living room every other day. Uh, my oldest asking me stuff. I got to go rip and run and handle things, for a family member or whatever. That's a good idea. I think I might do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you, Charmaine. Yes, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I I got to definitely give me. I think I'm gonna do that for some me time. Maybe I'll do that at the last Saturday of the month. I don't think I have anything to do, so I got to travel to Sephora for this Savage Beauty. Okay, I'll travel. And Aldi. I went to Aldi today. I did not spend a whole bunch of money. Praise God. The particular Aldi that I went to didn't have like the rumper and the other things that everybody have been raving about, like the Dutch ovens and that sort of thing. They have all that stuff. It looks like maybe somebody had already gotten the things. So I'm gonna have to travel to another Aldi to spend that money. But I didn't get to go ham today, which was great. I'm still on the red bag chicken though. That stuff is fine. So I got some crab cakes too while I was there. So I'm gonna try those. Y'all excuse me. Woo. All right. Well, I guess Heather, you can go to the first slide. We're gonna talk about a young lady who is inspiring. It's Women's History Month, all month long. I think it was International Women's Day this past week, correct? Am I correct?
Yeah. It is Women's History Month. Do you want me to play the video, the apology video?
You can. We're gonna kick it off with that. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can get out the way.
Okay. Let's start with that first then.
Okay. Let me pull it up. Share. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So while I'm setting it, while you get this together.
Let me set it up. Yeah. So everybody last night, y'all excuse me, Jesus, allergies, Jesus. Okay. Last night, we saw a video of Kirk Franklin going ham on somebody on the phone. Turns out it was his almost 33-year-old son who I'm sure did some disrespectful things prior to what happened. He recorded his father without his knowledge. He had no knowledge he was being recorded or the conversation was being recorded. And Kirk Franklin cussed him clean out. Yeah. A lot of people say the plies came out because everybody seems to think that Kirk Franklin and plies are the same person. But at any rate, now there is a big campaign to cancel Kirk Franklin. I'm not in agreement with that. I do not disrespect my mom. I don't care how grown I am. And I don't think that's a good message to put out there. They've had a tumultuous relationship his whole life, apparently, or probably since he was a teenager, with disrespect. So here is Kirk Franklin's apology, which, I probably wouldn't apologize, but, it's Kirk, so.
I wouldn't either.
In May, you'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I'm sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers. Mm-hmm. Many of you know I have an older son named Kerryon Franklin.
And let me just say this, though.
You'll be 33.
If I can get this to stop playing.
For many years.
Yeah, because we can't hear you. We hear Kirk apologizing again.
Kirk. This private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation.
Because I can't hear you. I can hear you, but
and I'm sincerely sorry.
Kirk, where you at?
Sincerely apologize.
Continuous play.
I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help.
Franklin. Go away, Kirk. Where you at?
I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm gonna make mistakes.
Anyway,
and I'm trying
y'all,
to get it right.
as I try to figure
Please
this
keep me and my
foolishness out.
family in your prayers.
Don't do it again, Kirk.
Many of you know I have an
Wow.
older son.
Oh,
For many years, we have had a
we're
toxic
having some
relationship
technical
with family.
difficulties.
We've
I
tried
know,
for many
right?
years through counseling, through
All
therapy to try to
all of my
rectify
windows decided they didn't want to
this
come up now.
private family matter.
Let me
Oh,
close.
Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record.
Hold on.
I felt
Did I do
extremely
it? Nope.
disrespected
Nope.
in that conversation.
Okay, y'all keep
and,
talking while we try to figure out where Kirk
and I
went.
said words that are not appropriate.
So here's
And I-
what I want to ask the public here.
Right.
I want you to know as a father
What
that during
would
that
y'all have
conversation,
done in this
I
situation?
called
Like, let me say this: I'm not canceling Kirk Franklin. Melodies from heaven actually finna be playing all week long. I just want to put that out there right now. Okay.
I'm gonna make
So
and I'm trying to.
I need to know what you would do as a parent in this situation. You got disrespectful child. Understand, teenagers. Some of these kids start before the teenage years. Let me put that out there right now. But
Right.
teenagers will try you. Like 100% will try you. So
Right.
what would
Yep.
you do in this situation? And keep in mind, yeah, he a man of God. He, he preaches a message through his music, the gospel of Jesus Christ, all that good stuff. But he made a mistake. He went off because his child pissed him off. And again, they gonna try you. And it seems like this boy been trying him for a while now. So I want to know from you guys as a parent, what would you do in that situation?
You can go first, Heather.
Okay. Let me just say this. First of all, this boy is 30-something. So you handle your adult children in a different manner than how you handle your teenage, your young adult children, right? I ain't saying I got grown kids, but I do have basically my two oldest are in their 20s now. Mitchell will be 20 in August, but he damn near there.
Mm-hmm.
You just handle them differently. Your word choice is different because once you step to me as an adult, then I'm going to treat you as such. And I'm not going to apologize for the word. You can record every conversation I have over here, honey, and there ain't nothing that the FCC going to be able to approve because if you talk to me a certain way, then you're going to get that back because, respect be earned and also. So if you're not giving me, then I'm going to treat you exactly how you treat me. And I think him being Christian, they'll let him to go and apologize. Didn't have to. We also know that in a strange, these people who are changed a lot of times, try their best to, bad or dark side of people that are in the public eye so that they can prove whatever. And I'm not negating that they probably had a tumultuous relationship. I'm not negating any of that. I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm not saying that I don't believe they had some rocky and bumpy points and maybe and Kirk ain't do everything right.
Right.
Ain't no parent doing everything right.
No.
But what I'm saying is, if you come at me like that, yep, I'm gonna say the same. Your neck, I'm gonna squish your head in, whatever. I'm gonna knock your head between the wash and dry. I'm gonna knock your head between the toilet and the wall. Whatever I need to let you understand, I ain't no punk and you ain't gonna come me like that. That's what I'm going. And then I'm probably like probably follow it up because I ain't that chick. I'm a gangster. So don't come at me like that because you trying to text and now I'm gonna have to show it to you.
Right. Yeah, Charmaine said we never canceling Kirk Franklin.
Canceling Kirk Franklin is because of
okay, so it's
go ahead.
Okay, so apparently it seems like his son recorded him to make him look bad, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was Kirk Franklin, I would not have apologized because I would have done the same thing. Joshua better be glad he's still breathing. Hello? I would proudly go do it. I'm like, that's just a level of disrespect. And it just lets you know how much what you call it, the entitlement of it all is
Right,
just really, really thick and real. That you
right.
have a right to speak to your parents like that. Because if I spoke to Clementine like that, y'all would not be seeing me here today.
I wouldn't be dead. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Between Wayne and Vicky, y'all would. I mean, somebody is eulogizing me at that point, and I'm in my 40s. I would never cuss my mama or my daddy out. Like, I wouldn't do that. When I see people on the reality shows cuss their parents out, I know that's probably the type of relationship most of them have because they, some of those parents had their kids when they were young, or the kids didn't know it's us, or the
Oh,
kids
okay.
had the kids when they were young, or the kids did not respect them because the parents really didn't have a hand in raising them. But now, they brought them on this reality show with them. So when I see those situations, I'm like, I ain't nowhere in the world I would cuss my mom or my dad. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it kind of reminds me, and I was telling you guys this before we got on, it kind of reminds me of the Brian McKnight kid situation,
Right.
where they were trying to blast him for not being a father and not being a good father and that sort of thing. When all that man ever did was gave them kids everything they asked for. Even so much so to the point where this man is giving you jobs. You've gone on tour with your dad and played music with him. Like, every situation he's done to help you. Even his wife is a doctor. The wife even got you a job at the hospital. You didn't want to work the job at the hospital. Like, every opportunity I've given you and laid down for you, and you spit in my face each and every time. So at this point, ain't no help. No, I'm not going to pay your rent. No, you can't live with me. It's time for you to grow up and do it on your own, because at this point, you feel like you were grown.
You know
Now,
better than
is this son? I was gonna say, is this son between him and his wife, or is this a son outside of the marriage?
I don't know, because I feel like he had a kid before him and Tammy got together, although they've been together for a while, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm
I'm
sorry,
just
Heather.
that that's what the case is. If that's you know, another child from a previous relationship, the way that he's saying it, it sounds like we've had a strained relationship with him for a long time, and that's the other thing. Like, when you look at um a lot of these different relationships that people have with those other children, a lot of times you'll see they are very angry, and a lot of times, I'm not gonna say it's justified, but I can understand if you live this way and your parent, that other parent has a different family and they live a different way. I can see how it could cause a little bit of, you know, strife between you and
Right.
uh other people. But at the same token, at this point, you are how old? How old?
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know? And so at some point you have to take responsibility for your part in all of these things. And I think that's the thing that bothers me the most is that, people like this guy here hardly ever talk about the fact that, whatever their accountability in these types of things, but they are always quick to tell somebody else about, well, he wasn't the model parent for me and all these types of things. And, how much longer do you hold these things against, a parent? And then when do you get to the point where you realize that maybe, you can learn from even when your parent is not being the model parent? When do you start
Right.
learning that? So for me, I think it was just wasted time. We're not gonna be doing this. I'd be like, show did. What else y'all need to know about what I did to this child? Because I'm finna do it
Right.
right now in front of you. Gonna roll the film.
I
Okay.
And
So
remember.
original period
parent that
was, yeah,
all the
he was
time.
right. This is a child he had, but so did Tammy. Tammy also had a child that she brought to the relationship as well. So both of them each had a child coming into their marriage.
The marriage.
Yeah.
I remember one time when Joshua, he had cut class twice in 1 week, and they called me to come and get him because I was supposed to go up there anyway because he had a recital, his final recital. But they said that he couldn't do it because he cut class. And I think the director saw the rage in my face because she said, Mrs. Smith, now I have to let you know, if you put your hands on that boy, we're going to have to call Child Protective Services. I was so mad at him. I said, I'm not going to touch him. I'll wait till I get home. This is what I was in my mind. I said, I'm not going to touch him. I'm going to wait till I get home and I'm going to light his ass up. But it was just funny how she saw the rage in my eyes and she was like, Mrs. Smith, I have to let you know, if you touch that boy, we're going to have to call Child Protective Services.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam, we're not doing it today. That's what she said. We're not doing this. Not today.
Right. Right. So yeah. They each had, like I said, each had a child outside of their union. He actually, her baby, I think maybe he may have adopted her child because her child apparently has his last name as well. So
I love it
yeah,
when they do that.
Yeah, but and again, let me say this: everybody can get it. Let Jalen and Joshua talk to me like they done lost their mind. You getting it? I don't care. I'm not apologizing for it. I brought you into this world. I have taken care of you. I have done all that I can do to make sure that that you're not without the whole shebang and the whole nine. How dare you? How dare you? So we know that the boy did not play the whole video. We are aware of that because it seemed like his dad was mid cussing him out when he started it. And then of course Kirk said they've been doing therapy the whole nine. It seems to not be working at this point. It's time to do some cutoffs. You in this world on your own at this point. So
as Paige would say, this relationship no longer serves me.
But it's serving her, so but apparently it's serving something.
I told you I'm gonna have that on a t-shirt. God. We ain't talking about Paige, but that phrase there, I now use that all the time and say this relationship no longer.
I
say that
me.
My body fat and it's yeah. I told my belly fat.
You told your belly fat that?
Yeah, it's not listening.
It won't go. It won't go. It won't go.
No, it won't go.
All right. Well, let's go ahead to the next slide.
Let's go to the actual slide. How about that?
Yeah, because we put that in because that happened last night. I was like, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. So we're talking about so we're 28 minutes in, just letting y'all know. Okay.
Thank you, fine people. Here is a 78-year-old that became a powerlifting star. Her name is Marsha Fudge, and she is the first. Nope, wrong notes. I'm sorry, that ain't her name. Let me go back.
That ain't her name at all.
Nora Langdon, not Marsha Fudge. We talk about Marsha later. Nora Langdon. She is 78 years old, and she set 19 world records. She can squat at up to 380 pounds, and she can bench press up to 185. So I just want to give her shine because, baby, at 78, I don't imagine I'd be in anybody's gym lifting anybody's weights. So shout out to Miss Langdon.
Right. And it's amazing because the one thing about it is when you start doing all this physical working out and stuff, it does start to move the time clock back. Like you'll see that these ladies that start, lifting and everything, when they get older, they start to look younger.
Yeah. Because she doesn't look 78. She really doesn't. So very proud of her for doing that. And embarking on that journey. And I think she started doing it because she did have some health issues. And so she got a trainer so that she can sort those issues out and get a lift on. So that helped her fight through those things. And I'm sure she came off of, got through whatever that health issue was, but she decided to take on this journey, and I'm proud of her for that. So shout out to Miss Langdon, Miss Nora.
Yeah.
All right, next slide. All right, so Netflix is getting a new real estate show. This show is going to be created by Selling Sunset creator. Adam DeVello is creating a show about a Black woman-owned real estate company. The name of the real estate company is Allure Realty, and it is founded by Sherelle Rosado, who was former military as well. But she has this female-owned real estate company, and it's just going to show them working in Florida, trying to make it happen. So it's going to be kind of similar, I think, to that Selling Sunset type of deal, but it's going to show them in Florida doing their thing. So I'm excited about this. I can't wait to see it. I don't have a premiere date as of yet. They don't even really have a working title yet, but they're in the process of creating it. So shout out to them.
Yes, they're amazing. I'm looking forward to it because I like to binge watch on Netflix these shows like this. So looking forward to it.
Yep. All right, next slide. Let me tell you something about this little girl right here. This little girl keep the hits coming. Do you understand me? Right. Marseille Martin's produced show is getting a Disney pilot order. The name of the show is called Saturdays, and it's going to be starring Danielle Jalaid, Omar Gooding Jr., Golden Brooks, Jermaine Harris, Daria Jones, Samantha Smith, and Yo-Yo. I cannot wait because it's going to be about a skating rink and all the activities that goes along with the skating rink, but also the main character, who is like the head of the little skating rink team, also has sickle cell, so it's going to show her kind of balancing out and dealing with her disease, as well as going through the twists and turns of having a skating team. So I think it's going to be cute. I think it's going to be good, and I'm digging it. Shout out to her. It's written by Norman Vance Jr. I cannot remember exactly what he has written on. That name sounds familiar, but this is a Disney show that he's written. So I'm excited to see it. And Marseille, keep the hits coming, girl, because you're producing everything. In a minute, she finna be doing. I like that this young lady. I don't even think Marseille is 16 yet. She may be turning 16 this year.
Just turned 16.
Huh?
I think she just turned 16.
Did she just turn 16? I couldn't remember, girl. The whole panorama.
16 or 17. Okay. I'm at up while we talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
She got this production company. She came up with this idea, which was little, which was the flip side of Big, which a lot of people don't know. It was like a remake of Big. She brought this to the forefront. The folks said, "Okay, girl, do it," and she just success. And so I'm amazed at her talent, her pluck. At a young age, girlfriend knew what she wanted to do, and her parents poured into her, and she's doing it. So I'm super happy for her, and I want her to keep going.
Yeah. Let me also, okay, she's 16. Her birthday is in August. So she turned 16 back in August. So she's 16 right now.
Doing the panorama. Okay.
Go ahead and add to that the fact that she's bringing, sickle cell awareness into a show, or whomever this show is going to have, since it's talking about sickle cell, the awareness factor that a lot of people, non-colored people, are not really aware of sickle cell. So this brings it to a larger platform so that we can learn more about that. And so, I love it when they incorporate real life, things with these types of shows. You can learn about that. So I'm happy. I'm excited.
Happy. Yep. All right. Okay. This is where I was going. When we first started. This is Marsha Fudge. Right. This is Marsha Fudge. Okay. Marsha Fudge is Ohio Democratic Congresswoman. And she has just been confirmed as the first Black woman to lead HUD in more than 40 years. So congratulations to Marsha Hood. Marsha Fudge, Lord Jesus. I learned about Marsha because I have a lot of friends that are Deltas. She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. So I learned some of my friends, shout out to their soror. So,
very trying to find that picture that they that Delta posted. I was gonna put that one up. I couldn't get a good
because I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I was like, I saw one of my friends posted, but I couldn't go. Child, way Facebook set up.
Right.
But congratulations to her. Her goal is to eradicate or work to eradicate the disparities in the home industry. She's working very, very hard to, of course, erase or erase the damage that was done by Ben Carson while he was sitting in that position. So I hope she is successful in her endeavors. I know she has the support, definitely. And she kind of, the vote was great. It was like 60 something to 30 something. Which was confirmed. So it was a large margin. So I'm confident that she is going to do a wonderful job in that position.
Yeah. Yes, very awesome. I just want you to see how happy Kamala looks in that picture too. Like,
yeah.
It seems like it's for everybody.
Yeah. It took them like forever.
Nope.
Forever to do this. Forever.
I think I'm gonna buy some. I'm gonna start coloring again.
Well, no. So I'm gonna, and I didn't look up this young lady's name because I'm gonna give you an alternative because it shouldn't have took them this long to do this. So Crayola is now offering colors that fit our hue of the rainbow. It's called Colors of the World. So it has different shades of us. Probably some Indian folk up in there, some other people up in there as well. But I'm looking at the brown colors, and these are our shades. And hallelujah, we finally got them. But in 2017, there was a young lady. 2019, I'm sorry, there was a young lady, and I don't remember her name, but she was featured on Love in Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville. I said Love and Huntsville. And the name of her company is More Than Peach Crayons. So I'm going to encourage y'all. I just only did this because I wanted to report this. But I want you guys to go with this young lady. Look up More Than Peach Crayons and make sure that you guys support that young lady. It's a Black little girl. And she had a problem because every time she go to class to color, there was no colors for us. They was like, well, just use peach. That's what one of her teachers told her. So she said, you know what? Let's create this. Okay. So that's what she did. So I'm pretty proud of her. Did you find it? This baby right here. Belen Woodard. That's her name.
So cute. Her name is Belen.
Oh,
Belen. Yeah. So More Than Peach, multicultural and rainbow crayons. Make sure y'all purchase that. And they do have bulk purchases available for schools. So that's important, especially if you are a teacher or an administrator and you guys want to incorporate that into your supply orders at your school. So make sure you guys support this young lady, More Than Peach.
It's beautiful because, the thing that I really hate, though, is the fact that you have to, and of course, as they say, invention is, what do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Something like that. Yeah.
The fact that we still have to create our own things in order for to have representation, I love the fact that she's had to be inventive. I hate the fact that we still are in 2021 and we are using a peach crayon or we use white stockings and call it nude. And I read something one day and it said nude is a concept, it's not a color. And so, it's definitely something that we need to address and understand that not everyone is the same and not everyone, should have to, less than because we don't have representation of color. I mean, look at us. We 3 different shades here. So there's no way we can all use the same crayon to represent who we are. So the fact that we now have someone who's come up with that makes me really excited.
All right. So a judge in Kentucky decided to permanently end the court case against Kenneth Walker. The fact that it was still going on is amazing to me. I think you're breaking in my house, I'm shooting at you too. I'm sorry. They dismissed all the charges and everything. He does not have to go through an extensive court case after the fact. The other thing that blows me away is y'all made this decision after y'all done let the other little white police that killed the girl go. That don't sit well with me at all. At all. You let the white folk off and you still had this man on trial for shooting at them and they broke in this man's house.
Child.
No. I'm glad that they dropped the charges, but not that. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But I am glad that he does not have to continue to go through that drama. I am glad.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
So, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, go ahead.
Ain't nothing else.
It ain't nothing I can say about this. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
Kenyan engineer Zambi Mati, I think I said that right. Started a company called Genki Makers. And basically the company, she's an engineer and she turns recyclable plastic into brick. And if y'all see that's the material that she's holding in her hand. They've already used this in some of the African countries. The bricks that you lay on the ground, I saw a picture of that. They're using this instead of actual brick. And actually it's a whole lot cheaper. It's like $7.70 per square versus the $98 per square for the concrete brick that's made here in the US. I didn't realize that bricks were that high.
Yeah, that's why they use.
Yeah, I don't have the
veneer.
Yeah. Yeah. So
and see that the difference between these houses, these brick houses versus the one with a bunch of siding because it's so expensive.
Yeah. So she created this. So far they have recycled 20 tons of plastic. And she continues to do more. They don't even have the factory up and running yet, and they've been recycling in the process. So shout out to the sister. Keep it coming. We probably gonna have us some plastic bricks in a minute.
Did you see how indestructible they were? I know. Did you send that video? And we were looking at like throwing them on the ground. Look how they're virtually indestructible as well. Because you think about all the fibers and plastic and everything. You're thinking about how long plastic actually stays around and all of that. And I don't see there being that much maintenance need to be had once you build with that.
No, I don't imagine. So yeah. So that's awesome. Proud of her. All right, here we go. Next slide. Y'all done canceled the whole skunk that I ain't seen the cartoon on in forever. Let me start there. I ain't seen this man in action in years. I have not. Now keep in mind, yes, that was creepy behavior. He was chasing a cat. Let's start there. He wasn't even chasing another skunk. He was chasing a whole cat. Now keep in mind, the behavior was probably
a skunk.
Yeah, he thought it was a skunk, but the girlfriend, no. She was a whole cat out here in these streets. So I don't have a problem with canceling people who need to be canceled. But I really think y'all have taken cancel culture to a whole nother level when they ain't even showing this cartoon on syndicated television anymore. They not.
Right.
I don't know. Now, let me tell y'all who y'all need to cancel, because I just found out today that Coco Melon is a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Coco Melon needs to be canceled, okay? Caillou, with his bad ball head behind, need to be canceled. Them children right there is disrespectful and all this stuff, and y'all think it's cute. That's who need to be canceled, because if your 3 or 4-year-old is talking back to you and you ready to hit them in their mouth, that's why, because y'all got them in front of the TV watching Caillou and Coco Melon. That's all I'm saying. My sister said she had to stop playing Coco Melon in her house because my niece was flushing stuff down the toilet, because they showed her how to flush stuff down the toilet on Coco Melon. Listen, if y'all gonna cancel something, that's who y'all need to cancel.
Wait, hold on. A lot of sense, because Marley has flushed several things down the toilet, and I always feel like this was a just things that 3-year-olds do, because all of my children have tried to flush everything, including cats, down the toilet.
Not the cat, girl.
I didn't know Coco Melon was teaching them that.
Girl.
Yeah.
Other thing they need to make sure they cancel Teletubbies.
Wait now, hold on.
Was canceled. Wait a minute.
You're watching Teletubbies with Marley.
I'm just saying, we need to evaluate the current stuff that the children are watching. Stuff that ain't been on TV in 20, 30, 40 years. Look at what your preschoolers are watching. That's all I'm saying. Look at what they're watching and evaluate what they're watching.
I won't say that it should be canceled, but I will say, even as a kid, I thought that his behavior was creepy. I thought Pepe Le Pew's behavior was always creepy. Like, first of all, you're a skunk. You don't know the difference between a skunk and a cat. That's a problem. Secondly, I think that instead of full cancel, like they pull them off TV, they do need to do disclaimers on, like, hey, this was made back in what year, and the Me Too movement wasn't a thing, and people were not as insightful as they are now, that behaviors like this could be deemed as creepy or rapey or things like that. Because if you notice, Pepe Le Pew was all about this cat, and this cat was like, leave me the hell alone. But the only time the cat ran into him was when the cat was high.
With the kids.
That's too much. I tell you,
all he wanted was a kiss. That's all he wanted was a kiss.
That cat was like, let me find something and hit you in the head. That was the thing. She was like, try to beat him up, and he's like, oh, yes, hit me some more. I'm like, and you a sadist?
He said, ooh, my chérie. He be speaking that French.
I love
you.
It was like,
but you know what? It's
not
just Warner Brothers that's doing it, though. You see, you have Disney, the Disney Plus channel. Yeah. They have the old Muppet Toads. They're not on the kids' profiles. They're on the adult profiles.
And it should be, because the show was an adult show.
Yeah. When I got the Muppet Show was on, I was watching it.
Yeah, because they're not trying to cancel Miss Piggy. I said, well, if y'all cancel Miss Piggy, y'all gonna have to cancel Nikki Parker, and Monique can't take no more hits. Look, and Monique can't take no more hits.
It's gotta go. Start over. That's where I am in life. Start over.
Y'all have taken the cancel culture, however, to a whole nother level, because y'all don't win and pull. Y'all was just sitting at the house watching Boomerang one day, because that's where they show the old cartoons on Boomerang. And you said, wait a minute, Pepe Le Pew was a problem. Girl. Girl.
But if you think about it, back in those days, all of them was kind of like a problem. If you think about
Even
it,
the Disney movies. Even the Disney movies, if you go back and look at some of the things that they said, and the jokes went over the kids' head, but you look at it now as an adult, like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have been watching it. You know,
Right.
We're in a different time, and Pepe Le Pew was created in a different time. Again, if you're gonna cancel something,
yeah, a disclaimer would be best
yeah,
because it was, you know.
I remember watching Beauty and the Beast. We was watching it in class because it came out when I was still in high school, and it was one of those days where we just had a free day, and we was watching Beauty and the Beast. And I think it was the candlestick was trying to kiss the broom, and the broom was like, "Stop! You're gonna burn me!" And he was like, "It's not like I have burned you before." We cracked up.
jokes like that they done ease in the Disney movies. That's what I'm talking about. They done
That's why I
ease
said
in the Disney movies. Oh, okay. I'm done.
Doesn't matter. To a different society now, because honey. Okay, so we'll move on.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah. You don't see it?
No, we can't. And you kind of freezing up a little bit.
Weird. I'm sitting up here looking at it like we on the Detroit Choir.
Okay, there we go. It just came up. It just popped up. The Detroit Youth Choir that was featured on America's Got Talent is getting a docuseries on Disney Plus. I watched America's Got Talent like in and out. I didn't know they made the second place. But the Detroit Youth Choir has been around for a while. They appear to be very good. They made it to second place on America's Got Talent, so they have to be good. But they're going to get a docuseries that's going to follow them and their choir director. And so I'm very proud. This is a Black youth choir in Detroit, and I'm sure it was created to help get some of the kids off the street, have an activity for them to do maybe after school or in the summertime. And typically when you have groups like this that are formed, that's what it's for. So they have more members than this. They're larger than this. Because I saw a picture of the full choir. I was like, oh, okay, it's more, y'all.
Yeah.
But I would be interested in seeing this and checking this out. I think the name of the series is called Choir. And I don't know when it's coming out. Hold on. I got to remember when it's coming out on Disney Plus. It might already be out there. But they will get the docuseries on Disney Plus. Yeah. So
okay. I was trying to find the date for you.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the thing. I read this stuff, but I was cross-eyed when I was doing it.
Oh, okay.
Cross-eyed
That's nice. Let's see. It is set to. Y'all know I'm trying not to wear my reading glasses when I have my big lashes on. The screen be like this, and it still don't help. It doesn't actually give a date on here.
Okay.
Yeah. So just look for it in the spring. Yeah.
Look for it. And we'll if I get the date out, I'll try to remember to mention it.
Okay.
All right. Next slide. Janet Jackson got a documentary coming to Lifetime, and guess who in charge of this documentary? Janet Jackson.
Wendy Williams.
No, Janet
I
Jackson.
thought you were gonna say Wendy Williams.
No, ma'am. Janet said, y'all will not be in charge of my documentary. I'm gonna tell my story.
Right. She said, what y'all not gonna do is mess this up.
She said, I've seen this. I've seen Lifetime. I've seen how y'all have screwed up things. Y'all won't be screwing up my thing. I can't wait to see this. I want to know if she gonna reveal that, she actually has The Love Child by James DeBarge.
Girl, that's to the grave. That is to the grave.
I wanna see that. I learned about her and Bobby Brown. Watching the Bobby Brown movie on BET. I didn't know that, that was who, and Joe wasn't going. John was like, nah, dog. that ain't who I would have for you to be with. And so her and her people, her people worked it out to where, she had to leave Bobby hanging. We all saw that on Bobby Brown's movie.
Right.
So I didn't know about that. So I'm wondering if they're gonna discuss that and talk about that. I just want to see, and I want to see what's going on with her and her baby now. And if she, when they open the world back up for real, if we're going to get another tour, because I miss Janet when she came here to Memphis. I would have loved to have seen her. I think Charmaine went to go see Janet. Let me check. Charmaine, how was that concert? But that's what I want to see. I want to see that. And, I love Janet Jackson. I used to be in the living room, in the den, trying to dance and learn the little dance moves and stuff. Rhythm Nation was my joint. There were a lot of great dancing hits on that record. Of course, we talked about Nasty Boys and all that stuff a couple of episodes back. Yeah, and I mean, Girlfriend is just a dancer, and I love it. I just really, really love it. A lot of dancers with her.
I went to 2 Janet Jackson concerts.
Did you? I'm jealous of you.
I went to the Janet one. And
okay.
I think I went to, my sister took me to the one where she had the what was the song? Together Again. That was one of them. And then
that was Poetic Justice. That was Poetic Justice, wasn't it?
And I went.
Like
well, I went to the Janet, and then I went to the Velvet Road. That's what it was.
Okay, Road. Yes. Do. Yeah, we had to do. I was in the Miss Omega Sci-Fi pageant my freshman year. And the opening number, you know how the pageant girls do the little opening number dance? We had to learn the dance routine to If I Was Your Girl. That is one of my favorite Janet songs. Listen, because I got all the dancing. Do. I can't even remember the dance routine, but we had to nail that joint. I promise you, that was fun to dance to. But yeah, so I'm interested in this. I'm going to be in front of the TV with some popcorn and a glass of wine, really delving into this because I want to know if we're going to reveal some things we didn't already know. That's all.
Right.
All right. Zaya Wade got the opportunity to interview Michelle Obama. There was some backlash, but it was some backlash from people who don't matter. Non-factors. Non-factor. But Zaya interviewed Michelle, asking Michelle advice that she would give to teens at this point in juncture. So it was a really, very, very good interview. She was terrified and nervous. Poor baby. But because this is Michelle Obama, and this is somebody who she look up to. Child, I'd be terrified and nervous, and I'm in my 40s, honey.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, oh my God. Yeah. I really love Michelle Obama. I did not get to finish all of her podcasts. But she had some really, really good conversations. The one with her and Barack was awesome. If y'all are into listening to podcasts, besides the Size Up, which should be your favorite, go out and check the Michelle Obama podcast out. It's really, really good. I love it. There's actually, Michelle Obama has a movie coming out on Netflix, I believe. Of course, the Obama signed a deal with Netflix for programming, documentaries, and all that good stuff. And so I think they have a movie in the works. Let me put it that way. For Netflix that's coming out about Michelle Obama's life, which I'm excited about. I would love to see it. But yeah, so Zaya got to do that. I thought that was cute. I thought it was good. And I love this red hair that you were giving me. I love it.
Let me go ahead and I just want to say this for anybody who may watch this later. Don't come with the negative comments because we will delete those.
You will get deleted. We don't have no problem with deleting you.
Okay? Because we're not going to do that today or ever. All right. Okay.
We will delete you. All right.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. And so, listen, these next few slides before we get to our main topic is going to be it for our hot topics, because I feel like we have a lot to say about this right here. So let me start off by saying, let me look for this ankle thing. I don't see no ankle thing around.
I don't know. People just be making up stuff. Let me be honest.
I think they do, because I don't see it. And maybe I'm not looking close enough, but I don't see no ankle thing. Thank you, Charmaine. Thank you. Okay. I love it. Yes, it should be your favorite podcast. Okay.
I just did a fact check, and it's no.
That's what I thought. I don't know why they come. Don't come from, as my grandmama used to say, okra. I be like, girl, her name is Oprah, girl. Okra. So let's talk about this interview. First of all, huh? What you say?
We just gonna talk about a little bit or a lot of it.
It depends on how, we can go off on a tangent for real. I'm gonna delve into some points, and I'm gonna make my little assessments, and then I'm gonna let y'all chime in. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So Megan, of course, is pregnant with the baby. I'm gonna get this out the way first before I get into the mess. With the baby girl. They said this is it. They done having children after this. They already lost the baby, so this is her rainbow baby. And first of all, I don't know why she did this interview while you pregnant. You don't need no stress on your life like this. But maybe because you ain't in the UK, you're no longer stressed. I don't know. So let's delve into some of these points. Now, first of all, I love the reactions from Oprah. I love the fact that she didn't let up. And she said, no. I need an understanding of what you just said. And they either had to tell her, I'm not going to give you that understanding. Or they had to say, well, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, that's fine. I'll deal with that. But she did what she did. And let me say this. Shout out to Oprah, because you let us know that you still the GOAT when it comes to interviews. You still the GOAT.
Just that, baby. She did that.
Okay, because just because I'm sitting over here running this whole network over here, don't mean I'm not the greatest. Yeah, I do the Super Soul Sundays and stuff, and I talk to the people and stuff. But no, baby, I am still a journalist. I need y'all to remember that, okay? So, shout out to her for that. So, first of all, there were reports that when Meghan and Harry first decided to move out of the limelight or the spotlight and move to Canada. Well, hold on, let me back up. I think I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. They talked about some of the headlines that were out about Meghan. Of course, prior to this interview, they came out last week, by the way. So, like, after the podcast, that's why we just now talking about it, because after we got off the podcast, the interview happened at 7:00. Yeah, that night. So Meghan there were a lot of headlines going on saying that she was bullying staff members in the palace. Right before the interview came out, like, they decided they're gonna investigate, because this is not right. This is 3 years later, mind you. Let's go there, okay? So Meghan talked about a couple of things that really stuck out to me. Number one, the comparison of the things that were in the news and the media. And let me say this, yeah, I think the paparazzi in the United States is bad. They really not. They are like a preschool compared to the UK. The paparazzi over there really runs their nation, really, to be honest. If you're any type of famous or you're a part of the royal family, they're constantly funneling stories into their news cycles. So there's that. So first of all, there was a story that was put out about Megan that said that she made Kate, who is married to William, who is Harry's brother, who is more in line for king than Harry is. They more in line for king than Harry is, that she made Kate cry. It was not the case. It was actually the opposite. Kate made Megan cry. When they were planning the wedding, Kate had a problem with the flower girls' dresses. She did mention that Kate apologized and that Kate sent her flowers and sent her a card and said, I'm sorry, that was out of character for me. I shouldn't have did that, blah, blah, blah. Oprah wanted her to delve a little bit more deep into the mess and the drama. She was like, I'm not, I didn't see the need to correct the media.
Because she apologized for it.
Because she apologized. So I thought this was over with, Why are we bringing up old stuff? I absolutely love Kate. I absolutely love William. We ain't got no beef. Or maybe, I don't know. Because we're going to get into the rest of the mess in a minute. So then she stated that, they were putting out all types of news stories about her that were negative. And some of them, they put up a comparison to what Kate would do when she was pregnant versus what Megan would do when she was pregnant. And they made Megan look like a villain. Okay.
Like it was real. She was like, Kate was really embracing her baby bump. That's a beautiful thing. Whereas Megan is very vain for holding her baby bump. And
they really did her in for the
Kate
blood.
Kate eating avocados, she bringing all nutrients for her baby. But it's a problem with Megan because there's a shortage on avocados, I think. And I'm like,
crazy, right?
Houseway.
So here's what I learned from the interview, because I knew a couple of things because I watched The Crown. And if you've watched The Crown, you kind of know how this goes. Really, to be honest, Queen is a figurehead, a whole figurehead. There is some people in the background that runs the show. Earlier in her reign, it showed like her mom, her husband's dad, they were kind of running the show. They were really making the decisions and telling the people what they need to do and all that good stuff. And making sure that the Queen did what she did, or creating something to, if the Queen was like on the table about, they would go ahead and do what they told the Queen to do because she didn't do it fast enough or quick enough for them. So I saw a lot of that going on in The Crown. I believe that to be true. I don't care what nobody say. I really believe that's how they do this. I'm not even playing. So I also want to preface this by saying, before I get into the next few set of comments, let us remember that the royal family is related to Nazis. Let me start off by saying that right now. They are related to Nazis. The uncle went to go visit some distant relative that was a Nazi. Harry himself dressed up as a Nazi for Halloween one year. So let me just put that out there right now. So this is my shock from this interview did not come from some of these things that were being done to Megan, okay? Because they are a race, they are a racist institution. And the other thing that I thought about too is, at one point in time, 85% of the world was run by England. Let's just be real and clear about that, okay? Because all their whole thing is, I'm a pillage your village and set it on fire so I can own it and I can run it. Okay, so let's just put that out the way. And everybody has gotten away from England or away from under the clutches of England. They've had to fight for it. All their life they had to fight. They had to fight for it. So the other thing that I realized was that the paparazzi had parties at the palace. For the paparazzi. Okay? For the paparazzi. All the time, all these negative stories coming out about Megan. Megan's going to the people, the institution or the firm or whomever. And they are saying, we're going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. You protect it, blah, blah, blah. So she's believing them at this point. And she's saying, listen, y'all got my passport. Y'all got my license. Y'all got everything. Y'all can have it. Here it go right here. My social media pages, all of that. take my phone. Here you go. Because I know that I'm marrying Harry and this is what we have to do. I'm down for it. Wherever you want me to fly, I got you. I'm going to do that. Let's make it happen.
And then she said, why would she cut off her life, stop acting and doing what she loved to do to marry into the royal family just to get out of the royal family?
Is right. Because the contention is now that it's her fault that Harry left. Now keep in mind, Harry has always danced to the beat of his own drum. Harry ain't been studying them people. You took my mama out here. He don't care about them folk like that. He loves them because that's his family. You know, much like we have to love Uncle Charles, who we really don't like because he comes to the barbecue and mess it up every time because he's drunk and acting a fool. But he was like, you know, I guess they my family. But he had no out, no way to just get out of that lifestyle. No matter how much he tried.
Meghan was his way out. And
but see, I don't think that it was purposeful.
Okay, here's this beautiful girl.
Right.
Hold on. Oh no, but just listen to my theory. Here he goes. He meets this beautiful biracial woman who is also a divorcee. He falls in love with her, but in the back of his mind, I think he had a kind of a inclination that it was going to be a problem, and that was going to be their way out.
So you think he knew?
I think he had a hint. You know how like you have some kind of hint and hunch. I'm not saying that he knew and he went ahead and did it anyway. I think that, you know, he saw her, he fell in love and everything. But in the back of his mind, I kind of think he knew that it was going to be a problem, which was going to be the cause of his way out. He took that ticket.
I guess. Well, and let me say this. For you to foresee that there is going to be a problem, let me say this right now. Because I'm a fan of Suits, and I know Meghan's background. I already knew this girl was half black. Let me go there right now. I was a big old fan of Suits. I watched every freaking season up until she left. It started kind of going off the rail at that point, and that's how they ended up canceling it. And then my other girl, you know, left the show, and she started another show, and they canceled that. But at any rate, I already knew Meghan's background. But if you are just looking at Meghan, you don't know that Meghan is half black and half white. Her mom is not a dark-skinned black woman either. That's the other thing. So I know that they know what was going on. Of course, the paparazzi is relentless, so they did what, you know, paparazzi do. They do their research and they put their stuff out. And then, of course, her mom was at the wedding. Her whack-ass dad was not, because that man is whack. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
So here is
her whack ass half sister decided, okay, now she's gonna marry into the royal family. I'm gonna change my name back to Markle.
Right. So the wedding happened 3 days before it actually happened. Okay. 3 days before we saw it. They actually got married. It was just them. I don't know what their form of justice of the peace is over there, but that was them and whoever in the backyard and maybe a few family and friends or whatever before all the madness went down and happened. Okay, cool. They also, she also started experiencing some crazy stuff happening after the wedding. We talked about the paparazzi and the crazy stories or whatever. She shined over in Australia, much like Diana did when she and Charles went when they got married. She had the baby, but before she had her baby, they was concerned about the skin tone of the baby.
And see, that's the problem.
I say again, this girl don't look nowhere near about black. Her mother is lighter complected. Her daddy is full on white. Okay? How? Explain to me how you thought the baby was going to come out darker than his mama. His daddy is lily white. His mom is half white. So there's only a quarter of black in this baby's skin. Explain to me how we thought the baby was going to come out looking like me.
They decided they looking for them those other genes to just pop back up. That's what's so
So
funny is that
Mhm.
you're afraid that a light skin or fair skin, however you say, woman will come together with a white redhead dude and produce a darker skinned baby, probably looking at her other family members on her black side. Um, it's ridiculous that we are still dealing with this in this day and age, that skin tone plays such, a large part, in
yeah,
how we, deal with stuff.
right.
I'm of the mind though, kind of along the lines of Wendy, that I don't know if he knew. I'm not sure exactly what he knew, but I felt like he was very clear on his feelings with or of Meg, and he knew that it was going to take some sacrifice. I'm pretty sure neither one of them were prepared for the racism and the racist
Mm-mm.
tones that was going to come across. I think that he did want someone that was out of that circle of, royalty and stuff, so that he could have a better chance of of some normalcy. I think
Right.
that he was looking for someone that really saw him for who he is, kind of like how
Right.
celebrities are here. And I think
Right.
that, at the end of the day, that they are two very real, very non pretentious people that found each
Right.
other. And
Right.
you know that's the problem, is, because they're having to do all these things, and the constant comparison to William and Kate. William is in line to the
Right.
throne. Harry is the spare. You know how they always say you got to have an heir and a
Right.
spare. Harry is
And,
the
it's
spare. He
and
didn't
Harry
have to
don't
leave.
want it.
Well, he
Right.
is the spare of the spare of the spare of the spare. So
Right.
he
Yeah,
Because
gonna
the
go on
three
that
kids
line.
come first.
Because I could see the change in Harry when they had the first baby. And then Harry was kind of starting to relax a little bit. They had that second baby. He was like, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. And then that third baby came along. What? No, I ain't
You
still
know
got it.
what? I didn't want this my way. Thank y'all. Y'all
Right,
made this so much easier for me.
right, because it seemed like he was holding his breath until
And
his
he
brother started having children. And now that, they solidly have 3 children, he fifth, sixth in line to the queen, because the daddy, William, the three children, and then him, that is 6.
Yeah.
So he's 6th in line to the throne. So unless something just really happened and they just decided to strip everybody, you got to get through them 6 people before you get to him. And I think that was necessary for him to have, so that he could see himself living a normal life. But the other thing about it was the fact that you kept hearing him referring to his mom a lot of times. So I feel like Diana really prepared them for that bull, that foolishness that was about to incur. Because even that conversation when they were talking about, them cutting him off financially,
Yeah, I
and
hadn't
he
got
was
to that yet.
my
Yeah.
mom, my mom had saved some money back. In my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
saving some money back, a couple $100,000. She saved $13 million for him, so that he ain't got to be concerned about that royal money.
Right.
And so
And
the
she
fact
even
that
was
you
mama
Muslim.
saved his life.
Basically, even in her death.
Diana spoken from the grave. You will not do my son like this. My son will be
Yeah.
able to make his own choices. Now,
Yeah.
William is the one problem, but Harry, I'm gonna
Well,
make
I
sure
mean,
he's
William
gonna
was
get
next
taken
in
care of.
line
And so
after
I
his
think that was
daddy
another
death.
slap in the face for the right. But I
Right.
think that was a
Yeah.
slap in the face to the royals because
But no.
they thought that if they gonna strip them from financial, they thought that they were gonna change their minds. That's what it is. I think, but
Oh, well,
then
yeah. They probably used that
mhm,
as a power play. But here's the thing. You can't tell me that you know everything as the institution and you didn't know that boy's mama left him some money. You can't tell me that.
his
He was
mama
a minor when
probably
his mama left that money.
saved.
Huh?
But you got to also remember that think about Diana. She's already dealt with that. She's already saw my kids can't, especially Harry. Forget William. I know she ain't gonna say it like that, but William's being taken care of, and he's always gonna be taken care of. But my wild child, my redhead, my redheaded stepchild, you know how they say. But no, my real redheaded baby is a whole different person, and they're not going to be accepting of the fact that he is a rebel at heart, and I have to protect him from day one. So she probably put that money up. I got a real feeling that she put her brother or somebody from her side in charge of all of those things, and to make sure that he would be protected. Yeah. And to make sure also not only would he be protected, but also to make sure that he actually get the money that she set to the side for him. So you have to think she had to really be thinking forwardly in order to make sure that especially Harry gets the opportunity to be an individual. And I really feel like he had those conversations as a child with her, like, I don't want to do this royal stuff. Like, I'm okay with being like this, but I want to be able to do different things. So that's what I see.
Yeah.
And here's my thing about it. Do they not realize they got black blood in them?
They don't care.
I don't think they care. Again, when you're in a position of power, you know what I'm saying? You're in a position of power. Charmaine said Harry never healed from the death or murder of his mom. Princess died. So Harry was looking for some normalcy and love and marriage and life and found it in Meghan. And let me say this.
Right.
Diana was not the first one that, let me say this. They Elizabeth and Philip wasn't no match made in heaven either. Okay? Let me be real. If you've watched The Crown, they're like distant cousins. Let me start with that first. That's probably why all their teeth look the way it does. They're distant cousins. So they're distant cousins who made it and had children together. Okay. So somewhere in that bloodline, it just, again, them teeth. So there's that.
And Kate and William like distant cousins?
I don't think that Kate and William were. Are they?
Yes.
Oh, she's down the line.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't know that at all. I thought they met at school. Okay, cool.
But they still, they could have met in school, but they still in the same royal circle.
Okay, I got you. So, Charles and Diana was not supposed to be, because Charles wanted to be married to the woman he married to now. And of course that was a whole mess. And this isn't the first time they had to deal with it, because keep in mind, Queen Elizabeth is not supposed to be the queen. If y'all remember correctly, the older brother actually abdicated from the throne, which left her father, Albert, the King of England. And he was actually Harry. He was in Harry's position. But because the father, the other brother wanted to marry a actress and a divorcee, don't they sound familiar? They kind of like pushed him to the side because he abdicated from the throne. So he got to live a good life in spite of the fact that he was like, this ain't for me. I don't want to do this. Because they would not have it. At that time, they were very strict about who you marry and that sort of thing. And so he went on and did what he did, because again, divorce was something that was frowned upon. And it wasn't until later on, when everybody then got a divorce, seemed like that it was no longer a problem. And so Diana understood, but you also have to look at the uncle that you guys have that abdicated his position because he loved somebody and he wanted to be with that person. So this ain't the first time that this has happened. I'm just saying.
Right.
They took a part-time position because Meghan had expressed to Harry that she wanted to kill herself because there's a lot going on. They're trying to find out the color of the baby's skin tone and all this stuff going on in the media. She went to somebody in the HR in the palace. I didn't even know they had an HR department. I thought this was like all family, but they got a whole HR department. And she said, listen, I need some help because this is too much for me. I didn't think it was going to be all of this. And so I need some help. And I was like, well, child, ain't no help for you. We don't do that
You
here.
on your own.
If you die, you die. That's
you're not
the attitude was. Right.
You're a part-time, you're gonna work part-time for us, so we don't
because they had at that point took a step back to work part-time. So when they made the final decision and he talked to his grandmother on 3 different occasions, is what he said. Not only that, they wrote a formal letter saying, listen, first of all, y'all took away our security. My child ain't got no title because y'all scared that he gonna be blacker than me. So he has no title. So he has no protection. I have no protection. And then when we got to Canada, y'all took the protection away from Harry. And guess what? Y'all posted our address online. So it's like you're just welcoming danger to come to me. I'm still a whole prince out here in these streets. I don't care what nobody say. Okay? Somebody could want to be coming for me and my family. So they had to move. They had to secretly move. Tyler Perry allowed them to stay at his house. Mud deal for the win. And provided security for them until they were able to get some things established. At that point, he was completely cut off from royal money. And so he was like, if I didn't have, my mama's money that she left me, I wouldn't have been able to do this and get us a house and do this. And they signed a deal with Netflix. So they have a deal now, which that's right up Megan's alley because she's an actress by trade. So, hey, and typically they tend to do other things. They tend to produce and direct and all that stuff. So that's right up her alley. So and he was like, we wasn't even planning on doing it. This was not in the plan at all. Megan said I would have been perfectly happy traveling all over the world and waving to folk, kissing babies or whatever I needed to do. But these are the issues that caused me to be like, okay, this is not okay. Okay?
Yeah.
So I do not feel, because there's some people that feel like this was fabricated. Everybody that has ever worked with Megan, let me say this. Everybody that has ever worked with Megan vouched for her. They said she's not a bully. She's very sweet. She's very nice, very giving, very kind. They ain't never seen her act no fool with a PA, with an assistant, with nobody. Like they've never seen this person that the royal family has created. Okay, and I believe you worked for 10 years for somebody. I ain't never seen you go off on nobody, act the whole fool. No.
Yeah. Right.
So people from the outside looking in, like a Bethany Frankel, for instance, but that's what you signed up for. Reality TV and the royal family are 2 totally different things, boo-boo. Let me just go there, okay? And then the rumor going around that they got paid for the interview. Let me say this right now. Oprah, Henrietta, I don't know what her middle name is, Winfrey, don't pay nobody for an interview. That's how she is a billionaire. She pays for nothing. She doesn't pay for interviews. You want to come? Guess what, girl? No, I can't pay you, but I want you to come on in and tell me, your life story. She ain't never paid nobody for it. That's never happened. So why do you think that now billionaire Oprah gonna reach into her pockets and say, here you go, let me give you a whole let me give you, $10,000, $100,000, $1 million to come down, sit down, talk to me, and tell me your story. Why? I'm doing it. Explain to me why am I doing that? Okay?
Halfway.
Okay, so let's talk about some more backlash. I guess to the next slide. You got the video of this idiot, Heather?
No, because I didn't know it was an idiot.
This man right here.
Let me just say this: he's worth air to the video. Let me say that. Okay, I'm done.
Well, I'm thinking it's a man scorn because him and Megan, they hung out the same night that she met Harry. They hung out in a pub, and once she met Harry, she said, Pierce who? And he just got messed up about it. He was actually really hurt by it. And so since then, he's been dogging her. saying all kind of bad things about her because of that one incident. And doing that interview, well, not the interview, but doing that show on Good
Mhm.
Morning Britain, that the biracial weatherman, he called it out and caused him to walk out, caused Pierce to walk out.
Yeah.
Because Pierce heard that truth. Pierce didn't want to hear that truth. And so that made
Right.
Pierce leave. Because Pierce was talking about he didn't believe her when she said that she was thinking about committing suicide, and she was trying to ask help for her mental health and stuff like that. He said he didn't believe it. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, and then the British family really do not like Pierce at all. So I'm like, who you trying to protect here? They did not like him at all. But
Yeah.
I was just, when I saw that whole piece, and I was like, this man lost his mind.
Mhm. And that's
He
the
lost
thing
his
with him.
mind.
You know, first of all, Piers Morgan is the quintessential incel. They get upset
Yeah.
when they don't get their way. Huh?
I said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they get, it's like they feel like they're entitled to something just because they were
Right.
nice or all these types of things. And he may have had a good time with her, but let's be honest, she probably was networking at the time. You know, when she met him, like, hey, you know, let's hang out sometime. She probably said,
Right.
yeah, you know what, together in the future. She probably do like the rest of, like, oh, okay. And then she see Harry and she like, there's no reason to return a call because now her shift has focused. I mean, her
Right.
focus has shifted. Her focus has shifted. And
Right.
the thing about that is somebody like him who is dead set on this is how it's going to be, and he has created an entire relationship in his mind. Now that he's not
In
getting
his
what he
mind.
wants, start, you know, bad mouthing her and all this type of stuff. So, you know, I'm you know, for one, glad that everybody called him out on it. I'm glad that he done walked off his show. I hope they don't give him back his position. I hope he goes sit down somewhere and be quiet. I've
Now,
never been a
I
fan
think
of
he
Pierce.
got fired.
Yeah, but I
I
hope
think
they
he got
don't.
fired, to be honest with you.
I'm hoping they don't decide, well, you know, we decided to reconcile. No, let him stay in that energy right there. Let him sit in it. Let him keep that same energy, sit down somewhere, be quiet. He always has some little sideways thing to say about
Yeah.
black, especially black
People in
women.
general.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I can't get
he has
behind him.
a lot of little racist undertones with things that he say. And I honestly don't want to spend any more energy on him.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. He's scorned. I don't like Piers Morgan. He already is annoying to me in the first place. And then for him to do what he did, he showed his entire behind. And I'm not. I can't. Like, don't give him his job back. I don't want to see him come back. Uh, I don't want to see any of that. I just want to see him disappear. I hope you saved well. Somebody's gonna hire him though. I imagine he could be on Fox News or something. Somebody will hire him. I just really imagine that somebody will.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Ooh, it's just getting better and better. It's just getting better and better.
So listen, I kind of used to like Sharon Osbourne because although she married a whole idiot. Because let me just say this right now, Ozzy has not always been race friendly. Let me say that right now. When he started getting sick, he just started to say, well, okay, ain't nothing wrong with black people. I get along with all folks, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I still don't rock with you, Ozzy. I don't. She's always kind of been his grounding point. She always used to tell him, you acting a fool, sit your tail down, blah, 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 blah. But then she goes and she posts this long post how she's in support of Piers Morgan because that's her friend. And this baby right here, Yo Sarah, who always carry her purse with her everywhere she go. Because on the set of a movie, somebody told her
International president.
yes. She asked a question and she says, what do you say to those people who would say that if you are in support of Piers Morgan, then you are racist? This heifer right here goes off on my girl, Cheryl.
Mm.
You mean to tell me you think I'm racist? Ma'am, we asked a question. We didn't accuse you of anything. She simply merely asked a question. That's all she did. Because guess what, girl? You made a post in support of a man who's clearly racist and clearly in his feelings because this girl went on one date with him or went out for drinks or had dinner to talk about something and never called him back.
Right.
And he having pick me moments right here on international TV, not just national, international TV. And now it's like, okay, well, I'm in support of my friend Piers. Bruh, I don't agree with what he said, so how you want to support him if you don't agree with what he said? How are you going off on Cheryl and then gonna tell Cheryl, don't
And
you
then-
cry?
Because I have the right. I'm the one that needs to cry. I have the right to cry. I was like,
Dear
that
white
kind of pissed me off right there. And
Dear
then,
white
but
hold on. Before you do this, we are not responsible for teaching you about our racial pain. There is a book. There is Google. You go to the library. You can look it up on your phone. We are not responsible for you learning about our oppression. We are not responsible. It's not our job to explain to you. If you don't know by now in the year of 2021, you should know by now. All the slave movies and all of the civil rights movies that's out. If you ain't a reader, you can go look at a movie, a documentary. We are not responsible for your emotional baggage as it regards to racism.
Right.
We ain't responsible for that. Cheryl should not have to explain, and I commend her for doing that because she would have got clean cussed out. And I would have lost my job with
but
CBS.
you know, her decorum was just, you know, you just put the epitome of an angry black woman out of it because she kept her composure. She was like, look, I'm not trying to come to you like this. I'm just trying to say, look, even though you're saying you're not racist, and I know you're not racist, you're my friend. I love you, Michelle.
You're my friend.
You are not racist. But however, when you're supporting, right, she said, when you support your friend who says racial things, it's going to come off as if you are racist. That's all I'm saying. There's a difference between, she said, there's a difference between bigotry, prejudice, and racism. She was on it.
Guess what? Google is your friend. And I know your old behind is 69 years of age, know how to use Google. You got 2 children that can show you. It's your friend. And let me say this. If you support your friend and your friend doing stupid stuff like he did, guess what? Send your friend a text message. You ain't have to post it on social media. That's the other thing. Text that man and tell him you support him.
But you know, here's the problem with that, is that Sharon Osbourne has done things like this in the past.
Yeah.
With other celebrities where she's like, well, they're my friend. And so I shouldn't have to, you know, it's always I shouldn't have to do this and I shouldn't have to do that. And I'm honestly tired of the rhetoric to think that you get to say and do whatever you want to do and say you support these people regardless, because she's always talking about how she and Piers are good friends, but he's, you know, pretty much a jerk and all this kind of stuff. You as a woman shouldn't want to align yourself with a man that is so misogynistic that it makes a lot of men, it puts them to shame. You shouldn't want to align with that. You shouldn't want to align with someone that spewing so much hatred from his mouth that it puts you in a position to have to choose your other friends. But we saw who she chose that day. She chose him over her Her black friend, she
Let
told
me say
him.
this. Let me say this. She was so quick to talk bad about Julie Chen about her husband.
Uh-huh.
And I thought they were so supposed to be friends. How come you're not supporting her? Because not Julie. Julie Chen wasn't the one that was molesting the girls or having the sexual harassing the girls. It was her
I was
husband.
wondering
But
what
she
happened to
chose to
her.
talk bad.
Well, you know,
He
because her, you
chose
know,
to
her
talk
husband
bad.
was CEO or something like that of CBS. So she went.
CBS.
Oh, it makes
What's the
sense.
guy
It
name?
makes sense.
And
What's the guy name? Because now she done
her
hyphenated.
Nunos or something like that, because she Nunos or something like that, because Big
Yeah.
Brother, she used to be Jackie. No, she used to say Jackie Chan.
Julie
She used to
Chen.
be Julie Chen, but then when she hyphenated her name and had her husband's last name in support of her husband.
Let you know. Moonves. That's what it
And
is.
so
Julie Chen Moonves.
Moonves. And so
So is she
when
still?
she
Did
left
they
the
yank
talk,
her
she had
stuff
to
from
leave the talk.
CBS too?
No,
I'm
she's
sorry.
still Big Brother.
Cause she still
She does Big Brother. She just
yeah,
stepped
she
away
still
from
does Big
the
Brother, but
was
she just
after her
not
show
on.
too. I know
The
she's
talk
not.
belongs to Sarah Gilbert.
Was what?
Sarah Gilbert created the talk.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, that's her show. That was Sarah Gilbert's show. So
I don't know why I
when
thought it was just Julie Chen.
because she, you know, they put her as kind of like the anchor person for
Moderator.
the show.
Okay.
The
But it was
moderator.
actually
Mhm.
because the thing about it though was Sarah Gilbert wasn't actually trying to be on the show.
On
She
the
just
show.
wanted to create it and everything. So it
Okay.
ended up, you know, that's when she finally walked away. But Julie Chen, you know, they talk bad about her supporting her husband and all this stuff and how dare you, and I think it's just disgusting and all this stuff. And we see what she's doing. Sharon Osbourne has been a problem for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, she cool in one breath,
I
and then
think Holly
most of the time,
Robinson.
Yeah, Holly
Huh?
Robinson P said
I think
that
Holly Robinson Pete.
she said that Sharon told her she was ghetto, called her ghetto. So Holly Robinson P did not last on the talk because of those issues.
one.
And I don't understand why she said that Holly Robinson P was ghetto. I don't get that at all.
Yeah. And so that's been the issue. And if y'all notice the other tree, I had to go look her name up. Elaine was the other one on the other side. She was she chose her words carefully with Sharon as well, because it was funny that you are demanding, your grown ass is demanding that these women educate you on something you should have been educated on. You call yourself a friend to Cheryl. Hell, she black. You should know some things come off as racist and everything. So I take issue with any woman, especially white women, who think it's, you know, a black woman's job to do the emotional labor for you, to do all the research for you, to do everything that you think, you know, should be done for you. Again, that's that entitlement to think that it is my job. It's my job to teach you. Learn something. Take the time to learn. You do the research. You do all the stuff. You find out. And then you come back to me to ask questions to clarify, but don't think that I'm going to sit here and spoon feed you information and make it easy for you. So no, I'm so annoyed with that type of idea that we're going to just, you know, allow this to happen. And the way she threw a whole ass fit on that show. A whole fit.
Because she can't
acting like a purity donkey.
I'm like, the attitude that she had that day was that was pure entitlement right there.
Right.
So yeah, sick of it.
And it made her look so bad.
I was pissed. So,
better
if y'all gonna cancel some people, listen. Since y'all so big on canceling, if you're gonna cancel some folks, here you go right here. That's all I got to say. I like the children because the children seem to have some sense. But their mom and their daddy, the side eyes is up and on high alert. Now I'm not a frequent watcher of the talk. I
Yeah.
actually, when Holly Robinson Pete left the show, I don't think I had watched the episode until I may have watched a couple of episodes, like maybe before Sarah Gilbert left, and then I watched a couple of the episodes that Eve had. But that wasn't something that I was like, let me tune in to today. Just like The Real, I didn't watch it after they kicked Tamar off the show.
Mm.
I didn't watch it then. You know what I'm saying? Because although Tamar probably was a problem behind the scenes, that was Tamar's show. Let me keep it real. That was Tamar and Vincent's show. They brought that to Fox, and then for Fox to be like, okay, holla, we no longer need your services. So I thought that was wrong within itself. Not saying that the other ladies weren't good in their positions or whatever. But I liked Tamar's energy on the show. I did. I absolutely did. So I didn't watch it. I've watched it since then, but I didn't watch it at that point because I was like, y'all done did the girl wrong now. She already going through a whole bunch with her emotional stability and stuff. Y'all done kicked the girl off her own show. So that's why. So I'm not a frequent watcher of it, so I don't know the history of her bigotry. I used to watch the reality shows because y'all have a problem with those. So I watched the reality show with her when she and Ozzy and the kids were on, and she used to always have to bring Ozzy down to size. I was like, it's like, ooh, Lord Jesus, because this man is a trip and there's something wrong with him. All the crazy stuff he has ever done in his life, she'd be like, I know you effing lying. So what we not gonna do is this. Yeah.
Yeah, she
got
so
always kind of
Yeah. I just saw here she was over here sharing emails between her and Holly to prove that she's not racist, and I'm like, so you sharing personal
girl ghetto.
Right. Just because what's her name? Just because Holly was trying to come to her and ask her about the firing, you know how she was fired and she thought it was Julie and all this stuff. Yeah, we believe Holly, whatever she said.
I do. I absolutely, because Holly ain't never had no reason to lie on nobody.
Nope.
All right. Is we done with all this? Girl Squad time.
I know. So we're an hour and 47 minutes in. Just letting you know.
You in this time, Lord Jesus. Okay. So
we need it.
Today we're talking about Girl Squad. And I know Heather probably added some pictures onto what I provided.
I did.
You did?
I did good. I didn't add any pictures. Yeah, I just have words to say. So
okay, great. I like the words because again, I was cross-eyed when I was doing this because I was so tired, Jesus. So we're talking about Girl Squad today. So what's important about women doing what they do and being successful in what they do is to have their support of their friends. And last week we showed the video of my girl Regina King surprising what's that baby's name? Y'all help me. My brain is bad. Andra Day. Because she won the Golden Globe in her first major role playing Billie Holiday in the United States versus Billie Holiday. And so that was so big for me. And I see a lot of the Black actresses in Black Hollywood, they are presenting them, they're clapping for everybody. There's a video that they show on International Women's Day, and Taraji Henson was in that video because everybody that won an award that night that was Black, she stood up and she clapped. She was in the audience. Yes! She lost. She was up there cheering for the next sister. And that's what we need as a community. Let me say this. I love me a good ratchet reality show. I do. I love them. I'm sorry, I do. I watch them. I love them. Folk get dragged, all that stuff. But we need to see more togetherness. We need to see more support of one another on the TV, in the airwaves. We need to see that. And it's so important. A lot of those same Black Hollywood actresses have had to go up for the same roles. They sister get it. They supportive. I heard Yvette Nicole Brown talk about how when she was going up for a particular role, it was her, and she named the number of the other black actresses that were going up for that same role, and she was like, they was all there. Girl, make sure your hair is right. Let me get your makeup together. Hold on, your eyeliner running. They were there in support of one another and doing that. Sometimes, now let me say this: all of them ain't in support of one another. Of course, it's gonna be a shady one or two in the bunch. Let me just put that out there right now, but they all go up for the roles because, of course, they have roles where they are the only black cast member, or they may be one of few. Because Yvette Nicole Brown is famous for her role on Community, which also had Donna Glover on there, and then a whole bunch of other white actors and actresses. Chevy Chase, the guy on E, I can't remember his name right now. A whole bunch of different actors and actresses that were white. That they probably had to audition for their role too, but Joel McHale, that's who that was, probably had to audition for their roles, but the likeliness of them getting those roles versus her or Donald Glover was probably slim to none, because they probably had several different people because they were going to be one of a few. So I like that support that they have. So right now, these are best friends that you guys see on this picture. Sanaa Lathan and Regina Hall. You see Candy and Tiny, and Lord Jesus, I put that on there with caution because Tiny going through it right now. And and Gail and Oprah, who got to be the oldest of the crew, baby, because Gail and Oprah, baby, they've been ride or die since day one. I started to put that old picture I found of them together.
They're awesome.
Yeah, but they've been friends for many, many years. They've been homegirls for a very, very long time. And so these ladies have supported one another. They're best friends. They're at each other's events. They're supporting one another. They're championing them on. So I love it. I love to see this. Can we go to the next slide?
Yeah, let me add in real quick because I want to throw in some science behind women being friends. And
yes, girl, science. Let's do that.
So here's the science behind it. And, the thing that we always talk about is maintaining friendships. And I know a lot of women, especially once they get into relationships, romantic relationships, they kind of do away with their friendships, or, something may happen where they don't want to maintain the friendship. She looked at me funny one time too many and it's over and everything. So I just want to kind of give y'all some ideas about when it comes to your overall health, why it's important for you to maintain friendships, why women I ain't gonna say have to, but women really need to, keep those friendships going. And then all of this is just going to be according to, this is one of the websites I pulled up. Y'all know I be reading a whole lot of stuff, but according to the Journal of Clinical Oncology, women with early stage breast cancer are 4 times more likely to die from cancer if they don't have a lot of friends. And so what they found was that the larger group of women who had a lot of friends that was there to support them had a better survival rate. So literally it's for your physical health that you maintain friendships with other women. And then the other thing was that they say even with women being lonely, that you're looking at it has the same impact. So if you don't have a lot of friends, it has the same impact on your body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. So it's very unique because we need that interaction with other women. The other thing we want to talk about is mental health, right? So having friendship with other women, being in a friend circle with other women, it actually helps you to naturally decrease anxiety and depression. So a lot of women, a lot of times out here, then they like, girl, I don't fool with other women and I don't do this and I don't do that. And I don't trust women. And a lot of those people have a lot of deep-seated anxiety and depression issues as well. And I've noticed that myself without this study. And so, when you're looking at some of these things, that the professor at William James College and director of Alliance for Aging explains that, even virtual connections help to offset aging. So even if you're talking on the phone, even if you are doing Zoom calls, things like that, you need those things to help balance out marriage, work, children, things, other things, and make those friendships important. A lot of times we don't think of that. Like we
Right.
will prioritize a relationship, but really what's being shown over and over again is when you prioritize that relationship with your friends group, it helps to
Yeah.
balance everything else out. And then also, and I know we all have male friends that we really love and everything. And I know everybody has male best friends and things like that. What we find though is that there's a different type of connection for women versus men. The thing about women
Yeah.
is that we like to communicate. We like to be, the way that we communicate is emotional, is logistic, is empathy, is
Yeah.
listening, it's problem solving. Men a lot of times just go straight to problem solving. So like when we vent to each other, we're like, girl, I had a bad day. Let me talk to you about my bad day. And we talk about it.
Right.
But when you talk to a man, the first thing they want to do is fix it. And sometimes you just don't want it. Sometimes you just want to get it off your chest. Sometimes you just want to say that thing.
Mhm.
And when you have someone that can understand exactly what you're talking about, it creates a different level of intimacy that you have instead of in those same, the relationship with your romantic partner. So it's definitely necessary to have those things. And then the other things that we're going to talk about, because we're going to see these other slides, like you talk about with Taraji, women help women succeed. We see this all the
Yeah.
time. When you have somebody in your corner that's like, you know what, girl, you can do this, you got this and that. These conversations, even conversations that we have that are not on this call, whenever we're talking offline, we're always
Yeah.
supporting each other. Like, how many, what you got, what you need to make to your next goal. Women will always help each other. As long as we say, I need help, we will help each other. And there will be no
Right.
questions as to why we
Right.
need the help. Versus when you ask
Yeah.
a man sometimes, well, I'm just trying to figure out why you need my help. What's going on. We don't need all that. Sometimes we just need you just do what we ask you to do and nobody get
And
hurt.
sit there, yeah, I will say this because of my personality and because, like I tell everybody all the time, I'm sometime. I think that the balance, or us continuing to do the podcast, us talking, outside of this, even with the review crew, that has added something extra for me because I don't get to see, everybody on, I don't get to see my sister. I don't get to see, because we in, Roland Jenkins part 2 is
Here.
still here. And so we don't get to see people on a regular basis. I was telling somebody the other day, I haven't seen my niece and nephews in over a year now. I haven't seen them. Haven't laid eyes on it because my sister was like, they not going outside. They can't see the sun until this is gone. They finna be in this house. So my thing with that is it's been a blessing to be able to do this during the pandemic. Even when it first started, we were still, going strong and still recording and still doing our thing. I had joined a book club. It's so many different things. So it's been helpful to be able to do this and to be able to talk about these things and to work out some things, even if we got a little group chat, even outside of a review crew, and we just be, okay, girl, da-da-da-da, or this happened to me today. And it's really, really good to be able to have kind of like that sisterhood. Yeah.
So it helps you to grow. It actually helps you to grow. And that actually rolls me into the next point I was getting ready to talk about, because the thing about it is that we also can come together in a way of being in camaraderie, because a lot of times, like in the workplace, people tend to want to vent to other workers and everything. And what happens is that women are afraid because they feel like if they complain about something, if they talk about something, that there'll be some type of retaliation. And I think that when you have that friend group that'll be like, girl, you can quit your job today. Forget them people. We'll figure it out. You have
Yeah.
that confidence to walk into the job, but also you can gain perspective from other women just having those conversations. Like we all, just like what you were saying, we were all talking about that. You threw out a concept a couple of days ago, and we were all like, but why you got to do that? Just do that. Like it's the building of the friendships and everything. And I think that's important that you really talked about that. Like, if you're not in contact with your family members right now, it's important for you to have some type of a connection so that, you don't, experience that level of loneliness. Of course, because, we're all still distancing, it's going to be a little lonely, but it's the level of loneliness is just not there when you connect with other women or just connect with people in general, but definitely other women. I'm gonna add these other two things and we can move on.
Okay.
Friendships typically get better with age, as they say. The actual female friendship is about 16 years. And what's funny about that is the average romantic relationship is about 10 years.
Oh God. Chicks over.
Yeah. So that's why, it's very important. It says once you turn like 50, 55 on average, your female friendship will last about 23 years on average, and it's still about 6 years longer than a romantic relationship.
Wow.
And we already talked about the other thing, like, and think about it, if you're in a romantic relationship, what if your dude leave you or whomever you are paired with, you still will have that friendship. If you maintain that friendship, that friend will be able to see you through. And I tell people all the time, me and P have been friends since college. We end up being roommates for a minute. And one of the things that we always talk about, like when she is in a new relationship, I let them know at the beginning, I've been here at the beginning and I'll be here at the end. So just understand, and I've been here longer than you'll ever be. So, that's the type of thing that we have, but that's friendship for you. It helps you to ground yourself. And those are just really good things that I just wanted to just kind of throw out there before we go to the next couple of slides. I'm done.
Okay. Some other noted besties. We got Meghan Markle and Serena Williams. They're both from LA, the LA area. Megan has gone to several of Serena's matches, even while she was going through her engagement, and even after she got married to Harry, she made it the point to go see her girl play on the tennis court. That support, very, very important. Serena was one of her guests at the wedding, along with a lot of her co-stars from Suits, and a lot of different people that she's interacted with throughout her life. But that's a good friendship. I think they met at like a party or something, and ever since then they just kind of been like buddies and besties ever since then.
Baby.
Yeah. Sanaa Lathan and Regina Hall. Again, being in the industry is tough, child. We going for the same roles. We auditioning for the same parts. We doing this, that, and the third. They have always been each other's support system throughout everything that they've gone through. So Sanaa kind of grew up as a Hollywood baby because if I'm not mistaken, her dad is Stan Lathan, who is a producer of everything. All the shows Stan has produced. So she kind of grew up as a Hollywood kid. And then Regina Hall, I remember Regina from the scary movies. With the Wayans brothers. I remember that vividly like it was yesterday. But just having that support system, that drive to move forward and do what you need to do. They've always been in each other's corners, celebrating one another, supporting one another, that sort of thing. So they have a really, really good friendship. This one right here is not a shocker to me, but I didn't realize it. was Gabrielle Union and Regina King. Regina is, I've seen her be supportive of everybody in the industry. I've never seen her be down on any sister in the industry at all. They have been each other's support system. As a matter of fact, not her. It's not her in Regina, because Regina's son is grown. But they've been in each other's corner, very supportive. I go over to Gabrielle's page, and if Regina doing something, she's sharing it. You know, that type of support. I love to see that with them. I definitely love to see that. Gabrielle and Tia's babies are best friends, by the way. Kavia and I don't know Tia's baby girl's name. They're always playing with each other. I don't know how far away they live from one another, but they always doing play dates and stuff. They all get dressed up together. Gabrielle and Kavia be dressed up like alike, and Tia and her baby we be dressed up like. They all get together and play. So they're like besties, and I thought that was really, really cute. Kavia is like the best. That little baby right there, and the shaded, and she talks now. So along with the facial expressions that they be making the memes of, she now has words behind the shade. So she really is truly a shade
baby.
do you follow her on TikTok? Gabrielle on TikTok? Girl, it be tripping me out how she be asking her daughter for stuff, and she be like, no. No,
yeah,
I'm
telling you, Kavia is shady, baby.
I'm like, it's not funny.
Kavia is
funny
shady
now, but wait till she gets older, it's gonna get much worse.
Shady, honey, shady. Okay, and then Mary J. Blige and Taraji Henson. I feel like Taraji best friends with everybody. That's just how I feel. I just feel that way.
Yeah.
Taraji and Mary J., I think they became close when they did that Tyler Perry movie together.
I
Can Do Bad All by Myself. Yeah, I think that's when they became really, really close. And recently, they were listening to, I can't remember if it was a Apple commercial or this was back when Scandal was on the air. It was either Apple commercial or Tidal commercial. It was one of those commercials for the music streaming services. And it was Mary J., it was Taraji, and it was Kerry Washington. And they were just jamming. They was in the house just dancing to the different songs and stuff. And it was really, really cute. I thought that was really, really cute. They've always been in support. I think I've seen Taraji at Mary J. concerts. You know, it's just a support thing, and it's all love. And I dig it. To have a best friend is amazing, you know. And the best friends, it's funny because your best friend can be like, look at you and be like, listen, either you gonna do this or you gonna do this. Now what you gonna do? You know, they get you together real quick, and they're the only ones that seem like it's okay for them to get you together because they kind of know. So you know you ain't got no business doing it, right? Yeah. So I love that. And 9 times out of 10, because sometimes we have best friends that be right there with us in our mess. And sometimes it's okay to be right there in the mess as long as afterwards we go in the Waffle House and get some waffles. But
go in the Waffle House. That is the
requirement. Right. But also, it's important to have a best friend that can also serve in some instances as an accountability partner. And sometimes that's what a lot of us need. Sometimes I need somebody to be like, no, ma'am. I just do. No, man, we're not doing that today. That's not what we're doing. I do need that, you know, so it's very, very good to have those relationships and those types of relationships so you can have that in your life. So
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I love my best friend.
So these squads, let's talk about.
I say that, and I just thought about it. Pia told me it was things that you know, Pia asked me one day about something, and I just gave her a flat out no, you can't do that. She was like, "You never tell me no." I usually like today is a no. Like you went all the way off, so no, you get a no today. So,
right, you're going off the cliff hard, baby, hard.
Like, okay, we know we're diving today. Okay, no.
Okay, so these are some squads that I love. I love to see this, even though some of them are fictional, but they've grown as friends over the years,
Right.
in spite not in spite of, but they spend a lot of time together, and they talk on a regular. So I'm gonna start with the top. These chicks right here. Let me tell you something. You put the four of these girls together, and I mean
Yeah.
Latifah, Jada,
Mhm.
Tiffany, and Regina. You put these girls together and they gonna act the whole fool. So listen, I just thought the girls trip was just hilarious and funny and just a whole mess, and kind of reminds me of some shenanigans me and my friends have gotten into over the years after we graduated from college. So I was like, ooh, I might have done that,
Right.
just
Like,
some straight up shenanigans, right? Um, And so they have continued to talk and support one another. I think Jada had them on Red Table Talk, of course, during the pandemic, and they all kind of zoomed in and they were just talking about all kind of crazy stuff, things that happened when they were on the set. Tiffany, the favorite story of mine is Tiffany Haddish. Though we know Tiffany Haddish is like the spokesperson for Groupon, right? So Tiffany always tells this story about how she told Jada and Will, clear your schedule for the day. I'm finna take y'all out. So Tiffany talked about how, I hadn't gotten all my checks from the movie yet. So I went and got this rental car. I got a little Chevy Aveo as a rental so I could drive around New Orleans. And so
she was
she told
broke.
them, come on, get in the car with me and ride with me. And she took them on a swamp tour, and they was like, so, I got it on Groupon. I thought this would be fun. I ain't never been to the swamp before. She was really excited. People were trying to take pictures with them, and they were like, okay, I guess we're going to take pictures with these folk on this swamp tour. It is funny. They talked about some other stuff too, but that whole Red Table Talk, I could go back and watch that episode again. They are hilarious. And so funny. They talked about kind of what they were doing in the house during the pandemic. I think that was early on before it was confirmed that Tiffany and Common were in a relationship with one another. So they tried to talk about some things and try to hint around it, but Tiffany wouldn't give up the goods at that point in time. Probably when they got off of Red Table Talk, they probably got some tea then. But it was really funny and it was really amazing, and it just kind of shows how them spending that time together on that movie, and them continuing their support of one another has just kind of grown. So I like to see that. Latifah is a part of another crew. One of my favorite shows is Living Single. I have binge watched it twice when it came to
the
Hulu.
original Friends. I said
the entire
series. What you say?
I said the entire series.
They have the entire series on Hulu. Yes, ma'am. And I binge watched it twice.
I think my favorite one is when who came in? It was Regine came in with an African attire, and then you heard a new, and then you see Pam.
Let me tell you something. Yes, let me tell you something. Listen, they are always with the mess together. They be killing me when they got in that church when Regine playing that wedding and Queen Latifah got on there. Now wait a minute. You make me want to shout. Here go, Mac. Woo!
Girl, you almost made me spit my drink out. You almost made me spit my drink out.
Listen, they would be with the mess together, and I love that. And even off the set, like they're all busy, but they all keep in contact with each other. I remember when Queen Latifah was on Watch What Happens Live back when Kim Fields was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she said, "Oh, that's diplomatic Kim right there. I'm surprised it's shocked." She said, "Y'all got the good Kim." Because the Kim Fields, I know when to took that, right. Just those types of things. So they know each other, and they want to come back and do another Living Single. I don't know how they would work because Regine had gotten married, Max and Kyle, did they ever get married? I thought they had got married. I
No,
can't remember.
Max and
I
Kyle,
thought
they
Max
had a
and
baby
moved.
together.
They had the baby. They had the baby
They-
together, and they end up getting
Hold
together.
on. I'm gonna have to watch that. I forgot about
Yeah,
it.
go back and watch it, girl. And I know Kim and Overton were married. I think Latifah. I don't know if her and Scooter. I know they ended up together in
Scooter.
the end. Yeah, but I don't know if they actually got married, so I don't know how that would work out. But they were gonna try to do a reboot or whatever. But everybody's busy and booked,
Yeah.
which is good. But they were the original friends,
I think
and I
they
love.
should leave. I think these shows should leave it be. Let it be. And let syndication do its thing. Don't try to
Well, you
reboot
know what?
because you're not
You
gonna
know
get
what
the
I would
same
have
kind
liked.
of chemistry.
Well, let me go here. I would have liked, because you know the Sex and the City ladies got 2 movies. One
Yeah.
was good, and the other one, you know, they could have kept it. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
They could
so
have kept it. Mm-hmm.
so,
And now they're thinking about doing another reboot where Kim
and I don't know
Cattrall is not
why.
on there. Even Mr. Big,
I
he
can't.
may be on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
because
on
Kim
the show with
Cattrall
Queen
is there.
Latifah. That man ain't got time for that.
But he
Don't nobody
said
want
there's a
that.
possibility. But Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker cannot go wrong.
Yeah, that's why they didn't go up here. Okay, so moving right along. These 3 chicks over here to my right, probably your left, Essence Atkins, Sanaa Lathan, and Gabrielle Union. Very supportive of one another. They've acted in some things together. Something's been produced by somebody and the other person was the main character. They've always looked out for one another while being in the industry. And I really like that. I like that about them. I like the togetherness. I like the support. I like the camaraderie. I dig this. I really do. That friendship. These next 2 that I'm gonna mention is for today's generation. Although I watch Insecure, Issa Rae, Yvonne Orji, gosh, I forget Kelly's name, Natasha Rothwell, and Amanda, because I forgot her last name.
Amanda,
Amanda Seals,
is it, Amanda
are
Styles?
actually
No.
friends in
Still.
Amanda Seals. Are actually friends in real life. So let's talk about this. So Issa Rae created a show called Insecure. Natasha Rothwell is a writer in Hollywood. Natasha Rothwell is a writer on Issa's show. Natasha's also directed episodes of Insecure. Yvonne Orji is a comedian. She didn't want to be this girl on this show. Issa said, "Come on, girl, I'm gonna help you." Brought Yvonne in. Yvonne plays an awesome Molly. She really plays that role. Yvonne had a comedy special that premiered on HBO that was executive produced by Issa Rae. Amanda Seals came out to LA to change the scenery because things didn't work out for her on the East Coast. So she moved out, reinventing herself. Somebody said, "Go audition for this role." Her and Issa going back and forth. You know, she had actually auditioned for either the role of Kelly or the role of Molly. I can't remember which one she auditioned for. She didn't audition for Tiffany. Came in it, they called her back, did it again. Issa called her person, like, "Girl, come on, we got you. Come on. I knew I wanted you somewhere in this series. Let's do this." Everybody that's connected to Issa Rae is winning at this point. And she's gonna make sure they win. She's gonna make sure they got the job. She's gonna make sure the checks are cashed and they are paid. She's going to make sure. I love her in this role, in this position that she's in. And Molly already, when Insecure wraps up, Molly already got a job somewhere else. You know, I love the fact that she's supporting her friends. She's there for them, and she's making sure that they win right along with her. So I dig it. I love it. I love it. This next group of friends, I think I'm gonna get everybody's name right. Okay, so Lori Harvey is over here to the far right. Then you got Jordan Woods. Then you got this baby Ryan Destiny, because she plays Alex on the Star. She's on She's on the other show that we watched, Too Grownish, now, but she got her start off playing Alex on Star, and then this baby right here was a part of the group. Hold on, I looked at this the other night. She's a part of the group. Normani. She was a part of an all-girl group. Racism and stuff took place. She's an awesome singer, awesome dancer.
I know that group.
Fifth Harmony. Fifth Harmony.
She won
Fifth Harmony.
Dancing with the Stars. Yes, Fifth Harmony.
Yeah.
She won Dancing with the Stars. She was on all that.
These girls took a girls trip.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this. I'm so glad Jordyn Woods got out from under
Charlie and them. Mm-hmm.
Jenna.
I'm glad too. And let me say this.
I slick her that she wants to kind of be friends back with her.
Who, Kylie does?
Kylie wants to be friends again with
Kylie
Jordyn.
didn't want to get rid of their relationship anyway. Her sisters made her do that because they felt like Jordyn had betrayed them in some way, shape, or form. And they made that baby out to be a villain when actually your philandering boyfriend, baby daddy, was the philanderer in this situation. She didn't ask that man to come kiss her. I digress.
I digress. But go ahead.
Right, but I digress. So these girls have really held each other up and held each other down. This is from a girls' trip that they all took together. You normally have seen them out. They've done TikToks together. I know Ryan and Jordyn have. Lori really doesn't do TikToks. I haven't seen her. At least I don't follow her. Normally has been in some TikToks with Jordyn.
Look, Lori too busy. Day hopping, girl. She's canoodling with Michael B. Jordan. So
let me say you something. Oh Lord. Oh girl. Okay. Let me stop.
At her.
I'm not mad at her either because that boy is fine. Okay, he's fine. Okay. But they are very much in support of one another, what each other are doing. They hang out on a regular. These are the girls, and this is a squad. And this is, like I said, this is new generation squad. But I like it and I love it. All of them, for the most part, are in different parts of the industry. Normani is a singer. Ryan Destiny is a singer-songwriter, but she's also an actress. Jordyn Woods, Jordyn actually did an episode of Grownish. The episode where they were talking about committing suicide. She was one of the students on that episode. She had a speaking part. I remember that.
Okay, I gotta watch that.
Yeah, it was last season, if I'm not mistaken, where one of the students had committed suicide, and they all kind of got together in the Black Student Union to kind of talk about that. And talk about like emotional baggage and all that stuff. She was on the episode. But acting is not her passion. She's a businesswoman and she's doing her thing with her makeup. She got a makeup line or a jewelry line. I can't remember what it was she had.
But whatever. She's an Instagram influencer because I see her on Instagram a lot. Right. And I mean, especially with her workout journey, her weight loss journey.
Right. Because she's lost a lot of weight. She has. And then, of course, you got old Lori here who just...
Nope. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Jordyn is dating a professional basketball player, too. So.
She is dating a professional basketball player now. She is. I don't know the baby's name. He knew school. I know some of the players of today's time. I don't know them all. I love basketball, but I ain't been frequenting the basketball game. So I don't know what the guy's name is that she's dating. Right. But they're doing, all these young ladies are successful young ladies, and they're doing their thing. And very proud of one another and in support of one another. So I like this little crew of chicks. And last but not least, the girlfriends. Now listen. If anybody got a movie, this who need a movie right here. The Girlfriends, okay? Now, of course, we all binge watched Girlfriends and got to see some things that we thought was cute back then. And now we was like, wait a minute. These girls are really messed up. They really messed up. a lot of us had a debate about who was the problem in Tony and
Joan.
Joan's relationship. And now going back looking at it with adult lens, I think both of them were the problem in their relationship. They had a codependency issue. I do think that. And even though they got on each other's nerves, at the end of the day, they supported one another. They the book that Maya wrote, they was right there with Maya with this book.
Hold on, I gotta say something right quick. Newsflash. Blue Ivy won a Grammy, and she's the youngest to be a Grammy winner. I think for the brown skin girl part. The Grammys come on tonight, so hold on. But then
she won that.
I think she won
that last year. Oh, she won another one? Because she already won for brown skin girl.
I think she won another one again.
Okay, because we reported brown skin girl last year. Okay. So yeah. So the thing that I like about this, though, that although they played the characters
this is the you were talking about the Grammy, but that was announced on Essence website 35 minutes ago for the brown skin girl video. So yes,
for the video, not the song.
She's getting the it just says she's a Grammy winner. So it looks like it's tonight.
I feel like we talked about this before. I know I'm not crazy because I feel like we talked about her
for, like something else, but not this song, because I think this song, because Grammys are tonight. So this is the
and they already did some awards already.
I know that, but I don't know. Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Let me pull it.
Okay. Because I really thought we had already talked about this, and we had talked about her winning a Grammy already.
Yeah.
That's so cute. She is adorable.
Yeah. We were talking the last thing
adorable, and that's all her hair.
That she was
no, I don't think that's all her hair. I think that one.
But we talked about her being in the being a model for.
No. No, and no, I know we talked about that. I'm talking about sometime last year. I feel like we had a conversation about Blue Ivy winning the Grammy, and I could have sworn because Brown Skin Girl been out for quite some time actually.
But, but didn't Beyonce last year kind of release that thing on Disney Plus?
That song had already been out, though. That song had already been out before she released it.
That's what I'm saying. I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I just thought we had already reported it. But congratulations to Blue Ivy. What I was going to say about the girlfriends is they are actually friends in real life. They kind of got together recently on a recent episode of Blackish and kind of, they were...
I love that episode.
Yeah, they were her Black friends that talked to her daughter about, their experience with friendship and that sort of thing, and certain issues and certain things and how to deal with them and that sort of thing. But they had kind of sort of a breakthrough because when they were getting ready to release Girlfriends on Netflix, they had a whole interview, and they kind of had a breakthrough then because nobody knew why Jill Marie Jones left the show, because she left the show. We thought it was a problem, but it wasn't a problem, and they didn't know what was going on. So they had a contract negotiation breakdown, and then Jill Marie thought that she could get more roles because she was like, I'm 25 now. I need to be doing more things. I need to be getting more roles. And so it was a decision that she made for her. She said it had nothing to do with anybody on set. She loved everybody like family. It was not a problem at all. I would have loved to see that as a movie over Sex and the City. Just me personally. But they have supported each other over the years.
I love them both.
I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not saying that Sex and the City is not a good show. What I'm saying is, as far as getting a movie I would have loved to see Girlfriends as a movie over Sex in the City. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I would have loved to see that other than Sex in the City, and then they came out with 2 movies, and Girlfriends ain't got one. That's all I'm saying. By the way, Jill Marie Jones is going to be on a new series on OWN called Delilah. She's going to be playing a high-powered attorney. So shout out to her for that. I cannot wait to see what she does on that show. Actually, that's premiering, I want to say, this week, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys are able to catch it, I think it's premiering Tuesday. If y'all have opportunity to catch it, make sure y'all do catch that show. All black cast. This is on, so you kind of know what it is. For the most part, we're going to be the majority on the show. Did you guys have anything else to say about Girl Squads? We talked about the science behind it. We mentioned some girls that are friends and girl crews and all that stuff. Did y'all have anything else to add to that?
No. Delilah aired March 9th. That was his first air date. March 9th.
Was that the first air date? I missed it?
Yeah. So episode 1 and 2 came out March 9th. And then March 16th will be the episode 3.
Okay, well, let me go get caught up.
Where watch this at?
OWN.
Okay. Megan Thee Stallion just won a Grammy for her best rap performance winner for Savage.
Okay, cool. So we got those wins coming in. The Grammys air tonight on CBS starting at 7. I know they're doing on the pre-shows and probably red carpet and all that stuff now. So make sure you guys tune in if y'all want to watch. It's gonna be a 3-hour long program. I'm interested in seeing how they separate doing Rona Jenkins because it's still out and about. So I'm trying to see how they're gonna make this happen. Keep in mind the Grammys got pushed back due to Corona. And I just thought that they should have just done what everybody else has been doing and do the virtual thing. But they said no, we're not doing that. So it is showing tonight. So make sure hopefully the person that you want to win a Grammy does. So yeah, check that out tonight. Got anything else? Nothing? Okay.
No.
Wendy, how can everyone?
I have nothing.
Okay, girl. Well, tell them how they can reach you while you got nothing.
Okay, you can reach me on Facebook, Wendy Edinburgh Smith. On Instagram is you see my name is @vlug76, and then Mary Kay. My website is www.marykay.com. The slash WEDINGBOURGH. Yes, honey.
Okay, how can they reach you?
All things Heather's Passion Academy. You can reach me on Facebook, YouTube. Definitely to YouTube. Go over there, like and subscribe. And if you're looking for your neighborhood sexuality and intimacy coach, follow me over there to heatherspassionacademy.com.
All right, and you guys can reach me, myself, and I on Facebook at Vicskia's Faith Moore, on Instagram and Twitter at Vicskia's Faith. You also can reach us at the Size Up. I'm trying to see which one comes up first. I don't see the screen. Okay, here we go. Facebook at the Size Up, Instagram at the Size Up 2102, YouTube, just like Heather said, go to her YouTube page and like it. Go on over to the Size Up Official Podcast and like that page too, please. Go on and click on it and like it. And also, if you guys want to be on the show, have a show idea, you got a listener letter, you want some advice, we can give some advice. Email us at the sizeup2102@gmail.com. Also, if you are a podcast listener like I am, you can go over and listen to us on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and SoundCloud. So make sure you check us out, listen to the episodes. If you're behind, go ahead and get caught up. And then, like I said, go on over to YouTube, like the page, and you'll be able to see all of our live shows there. Do we have anything else, ladies?
Nope.
Nope,
I'm gonna
nope.
go ahead and
No,
for the Grammys.
Hunter.
I got you. So make sure you guys are
And I,
following us. We also have the review crew. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right now, we almost to the end of a couple of these shows. But make sure you guys are tuning in to that. We're reviewing, Lord Jesus, Bell Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and
the
Married at
Bell
First Sight.
Collective.
Huh? What you say? What you say, Wendy?
I would
Okay.
say you said her, and I said Bell Collective.
Yeah, I did say Bell Collective. I did. I meant that. Cause it's tiring, honey. So make sure you guys follow that. Heather's always posting those. We go live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Just look out for the thumbnail. And Heather does Heather's Passion Academy Moist Mondays on Monday, as well as Tease Me Tuesday.
Jane Williams.
Yeah.
Moist Mondays with Jane Williams, and we talk all things sex, fitness, and whatever else in between. And then we do Tease Me Tuesdays, where I either talk about a topic or show you a toy, and on most days I show you both.
Right. And we also, when do you go live on your Mary Kay page? Do you have different times or?
On Saturdays, yeah, I have different times. I just go live whenever I feel like it. But I know I have a skincare virtual group with two of my Mary Kay sisters, and it's we invite people in, so you won't see
Okay.
it on my page, but we have our own page.
Okay. So make sure y'all
Saturdays
are following her. Yeah. Make sure you're following her for details. If you need some makeup, hit up Wendy. If you need some sexuality coaching or a toy, hit up Heather. All right, we're
and
gonna
they're
go
nice, and they're real
right.
nice.
Right. They are. So make sure you hit them up for those needs. And we're gonna get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye bye.